Hey there, race fans. Welcome to round 2 of MSXC. This is called the Sandbox. I guess they mine sand from this property. Weather was fantastic. The conditions were dry. The dirt was tacky. Great day for racing. There's my buddy Joe. There's Paul. There's Mike. Wave hi. Paul and Mike were racing 50C class, and that's my buddy Josh there on the brand new CRF 250RX. And we are racing the 40C class. This race was in Lewisport, Kentucky, just south of the Ohio River. Great spot, beautiful property. Can't wait to come back and race it again. So I got a pretty good start, but you can see Joseph Brown jumps out in front. Joe Holderman was coming up on my left. He takes a little bobble here and allows me to get out in front. So now I'm leading the pack, and the idea here is to just try to put as much distance between me and the rest of the pack as possible. Got some traffic direction there. I had planned on having a rear-facing camera, but I didn't have it set up properly. I had the image flipped upside down, and didn't feel like I had enough time to fix it, so I just put it in the Camelback. We'll try it next time. Dirt was nice and tacky. Roots weren't starting to pop up yet. Bike was hooking up good. Apologize for all the throat clearing. I was getting over a cold and I have allergies, so you're going to hear some of that. A lot of good spots for spectator viewing too. Opening it up here, trying to put some distance between me and the rest of the class. Drop back into the woods here. I don't hear anybody behind me. I felt like I had a decent lead. Starting to come up to the 13 and 14 line guys. The idea here is to try to catch these riders and get them in between me and the riders behind me. Not a lot of good places to pass in this neck of the woods here. Beautiful part of the course though. With all the golden leaves, you get kind of a golden glow in the woods right here. So I'm just kind of bouncing through the woods with these riders, looking for any opportunity to pass. I'll rev it up a couple of times, let them know I'm back there. Sometimes that encourages people to let you buy, and sometimes it does just the opposite. And they're not going to make it easy for me, and I respect that. I kind of appreciate the challenge of trying to get around riders when it's tight in the woods. Opened up a little bit here. Maybe now I can make a clean pass. Let them know I'm in a different class. I did decide to take out the KTM 150. Didn't have much of a choice because the Honda's in the shop. We got a tight intake valve, and I got it in the shop right now. Love riding the KTM. It feels like a mountain bike with a motor. Super lightweight. It did great. So working my way through the riders. Two more riders ahead of me that I'd like to get in between me and the guys that I know are chasing me down. Sometimes I'll go off into the woods to try to get around. That usually doesn't end well. Just about made it, but at the last minute I had to pull back. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Maybe get an opportunity here on the hill climb to make a pass. That was my favorite hill climb. Oh, watch your head. Race organizers said that this was about a 6-mile course, but I think it was closer to 5 miles. Super fast, a lot of spots to really open it up. Watch that low-hanging branch. You can hear a rattling sound in the video that is the camera shaking around in the enclosure. I think I'll have to add something in there to take up some of that space, stop that rattling sound.
Thank you.
Fun little section here with some kicker jumps, some rolling hills. This rider I'm coming up on now is Jim Owens, a Master A rider. See him quite a few times throughout the video. So at this point, I have no idea what kind of lead I have. I know I'm still in the lead, but I don't know if I've opened up the lead or if I got people right behind me. Just trying not to look back and trying to keep it pinned and put some distance between me and the rest of the group. Mr. Owens takes a little spill here, but he pops right back up. He's alright. This was another fun hill climb here. This is where things get pretty messy. So this was a slimy mud pit here where a lot of riders were having trouble getting through this. This was one of the easier times getting through for me. But as the race went on, it just kind of got worse and worse to the point where I think some rider just kind of gave up and decided to help people get out, or to just kind of watch. I don't know if you saw that Yamaha just to the left there. Got a pretty close-up view of the tailpipe. I got a blast of exhaust in the face. But I was able to get through that section. That was probably one of the quickest times throughout the whole race that I was able to get through that section. But I made a slight error here coming up, and I kind of pegged it right into that mud pit. And I went right over. The grip there, you can see, went nice and deep in the mud. That was exhausting, to say the least, to take that spill and pick up the bike. You couldn't really tell from the video, but I was picking it up uphill. I was downhill of the bike. So there goes Josh. He just overtook the lead. I think he took advantage of the mud pit and the little spill that I took. And right there, if you missed it, you saw the red arrow pointing to the right. We just missed a turn. And I was just following Josh, trying to stick with him, and he realized right about here that we had missed the turn. And I thought I was getting ahead of him, but once I saw riders coming from the other direction, I realized, oh yeah, we're on the wrong path. So had to turn around, and the lineup right here with Josh, Joe, and me. That's how the race finished: first, second, and third. So had to get back on track, and now we're back on course. That was the only time that I missed that turn, and later on they roped it off better.
I'm coming.
Thank you, sir, for letting me by. So we didn't get any rain. This was on Saturday. We didn't get any rain, thankfully. But I saw the pictures from Sunday when the four-wheelers raced, and they got some rain, and it turned into a mutter. So I was glad that we weren't racing in the mud, because that can be quite a miserable experience. Done it enough times. But you can also see it wasn't dusty. It was, I've already said it, I'll say it again, it was perfect dirt, perfect conditions. There's some A riders taking an inside line. Really moving. This is a fun hill here. A couple of different ways to go around that tree. I always stuck to the right of the tree, kind of took a diagonal approach to it. This is the last stretch before the finish line. Kind of weave through the trees here, and there was a pro line right there to the left that the guy in front of me just took. I was thinking I could maybe get around the hill a little bit faster, but taking that pro line up that hill is just a little bit quicker. So coming through the finish line after lap 1, I was actually in, I believe, 4th place. I know Josh and Joe were in front of me. I'm not sure who was in 3rd place. So going through on lap 2, you see some hot lines starting to become more developed. There's Joe in front of me. Joe took 2nd place for the class, and I was in 3rd, and I was 13 seconds behind Joe at the final lap. I honestly didn't know he was in my group. I, for some reason, was thinking I was in row 16, and I saw the 15 on the back of his helmet, and it didn't compute. Josh I recognize because I've raced with him so many races. I can pick him out of a lineup, no problem. But Joe I haven't raced with before, so I kind of let him go a couple of times. You'll see at the mud pit where he's in front of me, and I probably had an opportunity to get in front of him, and I didn't take it because I didn't think he was in my line. So here we are back at the mud pit. Give a fist bump there. Very cool. You can see the riders are really stacking up now. It just wasn't getting any better at this point. You want to try and wait your turn, but Nobody really waits their turn, so you got to kind of push your way through. I'd rather a clear shot at it, but you just kind of got to jump in there and join the fray. So there's Joseph Brown in front of me. At that point, I had no idea we were in the same class. If I had realized it, I probably would have been a little more aggressive in getting around him and getting out in front of him. So I threw this pallet down over the mud pit, and I thought I could ride over it, but that was not going to happen. So I run the Dunlop Geomax MX12 for the rear tire, and it does exceptionally well in muddy conditions. As long as there's some traction, it does really well. I was glad I had that tire, and I run that with a Michelin bib moose. So we'll avoid that mistake I made on lap 1. Go around that little mud pit and do some kind of recover here, get a drink of water, and get back to it. I was pretty sure I had lost, at least 5 spots. Pretty sure I was in 10th place at this point. Thought I'd give that Pro Line a shot. Not too bad. Watch out for that branch. Try to be polite on the trail whenever I can. There's not always a convenient place to get past or to pass somebody. I do my best to get out of faster riders' ways, but sometimes I don't have a choice and they've got to wait a little while. As you can see, the crowd around the mud pit is growing. More spectators, more bikes. But they finally started to develop a workaround just below the main mud pit. Just past the ropes, you'll see some riders there, and I actually crossed down under the tape there. And that rider right in front of me, that is Josh. I knew I had an opportunity there to get around him, so I decided not to follow him. And I saw that, you see that line to the left, I decided to go for it. And it was moving along pretty good. Had to get through this deep right here, but then I just kind of ran out of trail because of the other riders on the trail. Didn't really have a place to go, so I had to wait a little bit. I get some company here on my left, but there's just not enough room for the two of us, and his bike is sliding into mine, and I'm getting knocked over, so I had to figure out a way to get out of there pretty quick before he knocked me down the hill.
Hey, can you pull me?
That was rough. That took a lot out of me.
Oh my God.
You can hear it. So, gotta keep going. Try to recover while you ride. So we had 11 riders in the Senior C class, and 7 of them ended up doing 6 laps. And everybody in the class finished. There was no DNF in our class, which is great. I was pretty happy with the race. I had a lot of fun. Really enjoy the guys that I ride with. A lot of camaraderie out there. We have a lot of fun. It's still competitive, but we're all out there to have fun while we compete. As always, I appreciate you taking the time to watch these videos. Hopefully they're informative. I always like to watch videos of places that we're headed to, so I can kind of get an idea of what the terrain looks like ahead of time. And sometimes we cover the courses you see raced in videos. You'll actually see it when you get out there on race day. So always a good idea to come back and watch these videos if you know that that's where you're headed. There's Josh in front of me. This is the last time I'll get around him. I actually finished this lap in first place, but that was short-lived. As you'll see, Josh gets around me again, and we finish with Josh in first, Joseph Brown in second, and me in third. So, just trying to put some distance between me and Josh here. But he knows it's me, so he's not going to give me any slack. Take the pro line here, hope to get a little advantage on him there. So if you like watching my videos, please take the time to subscribe, put a comment down below. That's how we know if you guys like the content and if you want to see more. So tap that tree right there, as you saw, and gave Josh the advantage to get around me. And that's pretty much the last time I see Josh. Alright guys, we'll see you next round. And in case you're wondering, the round before this I ended up recording no footage. I hit the record button and unfortunately it didn't start recording, so Not sure what happened. I made sure it didn't happen this round, and I'll get some good footage. Hopefully, some footage pointing backwards as well. And we'll see what that looks like. I know it's not an original idea, but I'm interested to see what sort of impact it has on the video. So, happy racing. Catch you next round. Thanks for watching.